Having a mango after the workout. It's 11:52, 8 minutes to when I should be breaking my fast, but I started eating a bit earlier, maybe 11:30 or 11. So I'm not so sure if the whole mango is overdoing it. My intermittent fasting is primarily to rein me in, because without the schedule, and going for night shifts, I have meals every time I'm awake, and I'm awake. I could be awake 24 hours in a day. So I'd have 2 meals at night because I'm doing a shift and I'm stressed out, and I feel like probably I need to eat more even though my body doesn't need it. So this intermittent fasting is really cutting down the amount of food that I'm eating, and that's really good. So that's why intermittent fasting is working for me, because I have limited myself to eating between, I'd probably start at 11 a.m. and end at 7 p.m. It's an 8-hour eating window, regardless of whatever I'm doing. Even if I'm doing a night shift, I'll eat within that period, and that limits me to 3 meals in a day. And even in as much as I'm not doing a very stringent intermittent fasting cycle, at least I've already reduced the amount of food that I'm taking significantly just by taking up intermittent fasting. I am not necessarily checking the food that I'm taking, but I'm trying to have healthy portions. I'm working my way upwards. So this has only been 3 weeks. Matumbo, also known as offals, with a bit of rice. I know this is a bit. Don't argue with me. This is a bit. With water, of course, flavored water, just in case I don't feel like I'm drinking juice. They say it doesn't have any added sugars. This isn't a plug. But, yep, mineral water, strawberry flavor. Can you guys see? In a mineral water, strawberry flavor, and no added sugars. Carbohydrates 0 grams, fat 0 gram, protein 0 gram. Lunch. There's a marked improvement in the type of food that I'm eating too. Are there challenges? Of course, challenges abound. One of them being that sometimes we get invited to random dinners. I find myself indulging a bit because I'm in a restaurant, and I wouldn't necessarily waste the situation by eating healthy. So, but I've tried to be picking meals that have a lot of vegetables, and that has helped me a lot. The other challenge is that, yes, the mere fact that I'm still doing night shifts and going to classes and having assignments means that I still get stressed, means that I still get tired. And sometimes I feel like I want to eat more. I have dropped the ball a few times, and I found myself having that random tea and bread, or having that random extra meal at night. But I'm not having as much as I used to before I took up intermittent fasting. So I'm seeing changes in my body, I'm seeing changes in my physique, in how I feel. And being aware of your body, that's one of the best feelings. Of course, the awareness is me being aware of a bit of hunger that I feel. But I feel like appreciating a little bit of hunger is better than being full, because being full comes with its own very undesirable effects. One of them being that you don't even sleep well. And I think you sleep better slightly hungry than you sleep slightly overfull. This I learned during internship when our salary had been delayed by months, several months. And salary being delayed, I didn't have a lot of money to go around. So my meals were very minimalist. My meals, not minimalist, minimal. I didn't get too full, but I think I had enough. And I didn't have places to go to. So I remember just sitting in my little 1-bedroom house and just contemplating life, because I didn't have much to do. I didn't have money to go to town and just roam around. And it was one of the best meditating moments. I think that's how monks feel. I could have gotten it wrong, but just working with the bare minimum. That's what I love about my intermittent fasting. Keeps me aware. But when I become too aware of the hunger, let's say I've already clocked out my 8 hours of feeding, and I have a very hard day, hard night shift, sometimes I get very irritable because I'm so aware of my hunger. And this is one of the downsides, that I get very irritable if I don't feed at night with good reason, especially if I've had a very heavy shift. And I'm just from a night shift and I wasn't asleep, so I wasn't just using my basal metabolic rate of energy. So I'm feeling especially hungry now. Sometimes I break my fast earlier because I've intended to break my fast at around noon, following noon every day. But if I come from a very heavy night shift, I'll have adequate breakfast before I go for my classes or my clinics.
Breakfast, cake and tea. No added sugar to the tea. I won't comment on the cake.
Otherwise, I will just be more dysfunctional, and this intermittent fasting won't really be working for me. I'm really trying to get a good physique so that I can be functional in all my spheres of life. And if I become too hungry, if I don't feed enough just because I'm intermittent fasting, and then I don't have the energy to go about my day-to-day endeavors, that will be beating the purpose.